Jack Lord. 31 convictions over 38 years. Caught rowing with the just-named Peter Howard Wilson, 6:20 a.m., truck full of stolen tellies. Now, Wilson makes off, but when we catch him, he is unlikely to corroborate Lord's role of innocent van driver. And if he does, it's clear, and we're all agreed on this, that for a period spanning 9 years, unbeknownst to us, Jack Lord has been driving for various firms. Some minor villains like himself, but also for some very important thieves. Driving anything from getaway cars to stolen goods, etc.
No question.
Now then, since he's been talking to George, he has mentioned 19 names and connected them with various crimes which are still on the files. Now, these names seem to fit, with so far one discrepancy, which he has admitted. Well, I think we're going to have to bring in a task force now to put this together and pull these people in. But before we do that, has he said his whole piece, all of it?
I think so, sir. He says no more, and he seems totally exhausted.
Well, I think we should assume there is more and continue to question him.
Well, I'm inclined to agree with you, Bernie, but what we've got here is a cooperative informant. And we need his continuing cooperation if we're going to make any or all of these charges stick. Now, there's a real chance that if we press him, he's going to turn sour on us. Well, I think we'll take a rest and think about it for an hour. Anyhow, the bottom line on this, George, is that you have done an amazing job.
Is Elsie still resting?
Doctor's pills have still got her asleep. I think it best not to disturb her unless you've got news.
Not yet.
She hates pruning, Daisy. Says it hurts the flowers. It doesn't, of course, it aids them. So while she's temporarily absent, I'll just do a few of these quickly.
Mr. Simmons, you mentioned certain conversations you'd had with Daisy.
Oh, aye.
About her life as a girl. You mentioned she talked about an Albert.
The old flame, aye, the one and only.
A couple of times you said that. The one and only.
Well, it weren't no permissive society in those days, lass. You had to really love someone to take the risks.
Did she ever give you details about where Albert lived or where they visited together? Did they ever go anywhere together?
Have you never heard of chaperoning? It were a fine art in those days. Daisy had a very strict mother, and mothers in those days were armed with rolling pins and tongues that cut like saws. If you were having an affair, my God, you had to keep it a deadly secret. You couldn't even tell your best pals.
But how did they meet? I mean, did they get together, alone?
Aye, they did. There's no doubt about that. That was the one love of her life.
But how, if she was chaperoned everywhere?
Chaperoning was a daylight pursuit. There was many a lass in Hartley waited till town hall clock struck 2 and then out of bed, into her clothes and out at window, and off you know where.
No, I don't know where.
To Lover's Lane, lass.
Where was that?
Ah, well, that depends. Daisy still gives me a wink when she mentions her Lover's Lane. A wink and a smile for a memory that's 60 years gone.
She's mentioned her Lover's Lane recently.
I never stopped talking about it. And her beautiful young Albert and cold dawns, but warm embraces. Do you know, she's lately asked me to take her up there. But of course, you couldn't get a wheelchair up there.
Mr. Simmons, where is Daisy's Lover's Lane? Where in Hartley did they go?
Well, it's very simple, lass. You go straight out at front door, straight across the road past garages and up Top Fell. It's the flat bit at the top of the hill.
Thank you, Mr. Simmons.
Inspector Derby to Hartley.
Hartley.
Is Sergeant Beck there?
Yes, ma'am, he's here.
I'm outside Daisy Heddick's house. Ask him to join me as soon as possible, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Joseph, we're going up Top Fell.
What for, man?
We're going to check up there, along the ridge. Daisy Herrick might have gone there.
That's impossible.
Right. You'll need your wellies. Right. Joseph.
She's gone, yes?
Yes.
How did she manage it to get up here?
Hello, Jean. Hey, I was really sorry to hear about old Daisy. It was exposure, was it?
Yes, sir.
I'd heard she couldn't walk 5 yards, and yet she made it all the way up top fell. It's amazing. Well, I must be getting back to DHQ. Organise some more troops to deal with the revelations of Hartley's super grass. Mountains of paperwork followed, hopefully, by lots of arrests. See you anon.
Yes, sir.
Good night, George. Good day's work.
Still here?
Yes, Mum. Just been writing up my notes for CID.
You did well today, George.
Thank you, Mum. You off as well?
Yes, I'm going home. But I shall stop by and see Daisy's sister and the neighbour.
How did she take it?
Badly.
Sorry about old Daisy, Mum.
Yes, a lot of people would be sorry to have lost Daisy.
Yes, Mum. Everyone who ever knew her. See you tomorrow, Mum.
Yes, George, tomorrow.